I released dozens of electric eels into the villa's swimming pool, and I locked up a massive Tibetan Mastiff in the dark room. Then, I quietly waited for my ex-girlfriend to come running to me. In my past life, while I was back in my hometown for the New Year, she secretly picked my locks and brought her entire family to celebrate the holidays in my villa. Not only did they ruin my custom-made mattress worth hundreds of thousands, and drink all my premium red wine, her two little nephews even destroyed a whole room full of my action figures and Gundams. When I got home, saw the absolute disaster, and demanded she pay for the damages. She actually live-streamed herself jumping off a building just to turn the whole internet against me. She sobbed that I was forcing her entire family to their deaths, all over a few stupid toys. The brainwashed netizens hated my guts. They stormed into my company, harassed my employees, and pelted me with rotten cabbage and stinky eggs while I was crossing the street. That made me slip, I couldn't dodge in time, and I was brutally crushed by a speeding truck. But right now, I've been reborn to exactly 4 days before my ex's family moved into my villa, which is also the 9th day after I caught her cheating and dumped her. I packed up all the valuables in the house and moved them overnight to my other villa. Then, I released dozens of electric eels into the pool, and locked up a massive Tibetan Mastiff in the study. I even hung a warning sign right on the front gate, reading, "Ferocious beasts inside, do not enter," but I know my ex-girlfriend's personality. She definitely won't be able to resist breaking in, because she is incredibly vain. Spending the new year in a villa worth tens of millions would give her bragging rights in front of her friends for a very long time. She simply can't resist a temptation like that. Since they want to celebrate the new year in my villa so badly, I'll make sure her whole family has a new year they will never, ever forget. Just as I was figuring out what other beasts to put in the villa, 6. HRCO 9910G, 11-6. My ex-girlfriend showed up at my front door, HRCO 9910G, 11-0, after entering the wrong passcode several times. She picked up her phone to call me, but I had already blocked her number. Seeing that the call wouldn't go through, she had no choice but to wait at my villa's gate every single day, hoping to catch me when I came out. A flash of excitement crossed my face. Everything was happening exactly like my past life. As soon as I walked out the door, Su Xiaoyu blocked my path right away, looking incredibly anxious. "Yang Cheng, when did you change the villa's passcode? Why didn't you tell me? Now I can't even get inside." I stared coldly at Su Xiaoyu, absolutely amazed by her thick skin. "We're already broken up. We have absolutely nothing to do with each other anymore. Plus, this is my house. Back the hell off." Su Xiaoyu's face turned pale. "I'm sorry, I know I was really wrong. Please, I'm begging you, forgive me." She stepped forward and grabbed my hand, her face full of desperation. I was tricked by that guy too. So I just made a mistake that any woman would make. I already promised my parents I'd bring them to the city for the new year. And now we don't even have a place to stay. I can't exactly let them sleep on the streets, right? My face darkened, even more impressed by this woman's sheer shamelessness. "We are completely done. How your family celebrates the new year, or where they celebrate it, has absolutely nothing to do with me." Hearing this, Su Xiaoyu instantly put on a pathetic, pitiful look. "Babe, I know you're still mad at me because of that incident, but I'm a victim too. Can't you just forgive me this one time?" I completely ignored Su Xiaoyu's little act and forcefully shoved her away. Shutting the gate, I went back inside and turned on the front gate security cameras. Just as I expected, I finally saw Su Xiaoyu's true colors. That pathetic, innocent look she had just a minute ago was completely gone. Now, she was absolutely hysterical. There was a genuine look of madness in her eyes. "You've got a lot of nerve, Yang Cheng. 01. 01303. 48. I am doing you a huge favor by offering to get back together. 01. 01303. 48. How dare you treat me like this? I don't care if you agree or not. I am moving into this villa no matter what." Seeing Su Xiaoyu act like such a maniac, the corners of my mouth curled up into a smirk. "You want to spend the new year at my place? Fine, then I'll make sure you and your family have a new year you will never, ever forget." Su Xiaoyu was an incredibly greedy gold digger. The moment she hooked up with some rich guy who supposedly had way more money than me, she went straight to a hotel and slept with him. As soon as I found out what she did, I dumped her on the spot without a second thought. But it turned out, that so-called rich guy she hooked up with was actually just a broke, pathetic loser faking his wealth. Once Su Xiaoyu realized she had been played, she came crying to me every single day, begging to get back together. In my past life, I never got to see this ugly side of her. I honestly thought that after making myself crystal clear, she would actually stay the hell away from my house. But I completely overestimated her morals. The moment I left town, she actually hired a burglar to pick the lock on my front door, and then she completely changed the locks. She brought her entire family over and shamelessly moved right into my villa. During the 3 days they crashed at my place, her 2 little nephews smashed every single one of my anime figures and Gunpla models to pieces. My custom-made fishing rods and my golf clubs were used as pretend swords, and they shattered them completely while fighting each other. My high-end computer, worth over 100,000 yuan, was completely trashed by her 2 younger brothers. They even took colored markers and scribbled all over my expensive, vintage camera lenses. They completely shaved my purebred cat bald. Her dad drank every last bottle of my rare, vintage red wine, and even poured it into the bathtub to take a luxury wine bath. And her mom? She took all the premium, imported food I had in the kitchen and cooked all of it. The worst part? Just because her dad suddenly said he was craving dog meat, they brutally slaughtered my expensive, purebred dog, and to top it all off, they took my custom-made, solid gold figurines and pawned them off to a jewelry store for absolute pennies. By the time I finally got back home, my beautiful villa was completely and utterly destroyed. When I furiously demanded compensation from her family, her totally unreasonable parents just threw a massive tantrum on the floor. In Su Xiaoyu, she climbed up to the rooftop of a high-rise building, turned on a live stream, and threatened to jump off. She completely played the victim, crying to the camera about how I horribly abused her and her family, claiming I was driving them to suicide just over a few stupid toys. But then, a strong gust of wind blew by. She lost her footing, slipped, and actually fell to her death. Her dramatic death made all those clueless netizens online blindly believe her twisted lies, and they completely destroyed my life with massive cyberbullying. Some of the crazy extremists even broke into my office and smashed everything in sight. They viciously beat up my staff, forcing so many of my employees to quit out of fear. Every single business partner immediately canceled their contracts with me, and whenever I walked down the street, random people would throw rotten vegetables and smelly eggs at me, screaming awful insults at my face. One day, the harassment was so bad I panicked, slipped, and fell hard onto the street. Before I could even get up, a massive speeding truck hit me, and I was instantly killed. But heaven has given me a second chance. This time around, I swear to God, I will make every single one of them pay 100 times over. That very same night, I hired a professional moving company. I had them carefully pack up every last anime figure and valuable collectible, and securely moved them to another house I owned. I cleared out all my premium wine and imported food, replacing them entirely with dangerously spoiled food and cheap, toxic fake liquor. I safely dropped off my beloved dog and cat at a trusted friend's place for them to watch over. Once every single valuable item was cleared out of the villa, I picked up my phone and called a buddy of mine, a guy who specializes in breeding all kinds of exotic aquatic creatures. I bought 40 electric eels and an arapaima from him. After my friend delivered all these things, he asked me curiously, "What on earth are you buying all these for? They're quite ugly, and they don't even taste good." My eyes were locked dead on that muscular arapaima. My eyes filled with a burning intensity. I've been wanting to raise some fiercer pets lately, to elevate my taste. Do you know any friends who sell large pets? I want to buy a bigger dog. Hearing this, my friend looked a bit weirded out, but he just assumed I had developed some weird new hobby. I actually do that kind of business too. So just ask me, what kind of temperament are you looking for in a dog? The fiercer, the better. Preferably the kind that can tear someone apart. Then I highly recommend a Tibetan Mastiff. That dog is pretty much the fiercest out there. Once fully grown, they're even bigger than wolves. That's the one. Get me a male, and get me a few terrifying reptiles too. The scarier they look, the better. It'd be even better if they were venomous. I can't get you venomous ones, but I can get you a few that love to bite. He immediately contacted his people and had all these animals sent over to me. I dumped all 40 electric eels straight into the swimming pool, and kept the arapaima in the pond under the rockery. It swam all around the water, looking like it really enjoyed its new environment. I sent my own cats and dogs to a friend's house to foster for a while, and locked the mastiff in my collection room. I noticed the mastiff seemed to be in heat. That put my mind perfectly at ease. I tossed those reptile pets straight into the bedroom drawers and the wardrobe. After that, I installed dozens of micro cameras around the house, making absolutely sure every single corner could be seen. I also hung a sign right on the front door that read, "Danger. Wild beasts inside. Do not enter." Then, I drove away from the villa, heading straight toward my hometown. Through my car's screen, I monitored every single move back at the house. It wasn't long before Su Xiaoyu showed up at the villa's front door. Right behind her was some sneaky-looking stranger. Right in front of my house. Su Xiaoyu handed the guy a few $100, and in just a few clicks, the man completely bypassed my smart lock. After he left, Su Xiaoyu smirked at the sign I had hung on the door. She wore this arrogant look, like she had seen right through my little trick. "Ha ha ha, you actually hung up something like this just to keep me out? Do you really think I'm a complete idiot?" Then she violently ripped the sign off and tossed it aside. With a face full of absolute disgust, she swaggered right into the villa. Watching this unfold, I just let out a soft chuckle. "You absolute fool, I've already warned you. Whatever happens next has absolutely nothing to do with me." Once inside, Su Xiaoyu used her phone to connect to the smart home system. She opened up my fridge, and her face lit up with greedy satisfaction when she saw all the food inside. Later that night, a beat-up old car pulled right up to my front door. 7 people stepped out of the vehicle. It was Su Xiaoyu's parents, her 2 deadbeat brothers who dropped out of high school, and her divorced sister, Su Zhaoqing, who brought along her twin kids. The moment he stepped out, her father shot this incredibly greedy glare at my villa, looking like he wanted to swallow the entire place whole. When her mother saw my place, she didn't even bother hiding her excitement. "Oh my goodness, Xiaoyu, how much does a massive villa like this cost?" Seeing her family gathered at the door, Su Xiaoyu eagerly rushed out to welcome them all inside. "It's so cold out here. Let's head inside to chat." Just like in my previous life, the whole group walked right into my villa, laughing. Thinking about the vicious little traps I had set up inside, I couldn't help but chuckle. Laugh while you still can. You won't be laughing for long. Once inside, they made themselves right at home on the living room sofa. They couldn't even hide the excitement in their eyes, chattering away about everything in my house. Su Xiaoyu started showing off my place to her family. Even though this house looks simple on the outside, Yang Cheng loves minimalist design, so almost everything is cleverly hidden away. As she spoke, she ran her hand along one of the walls. With a gentle push, a hidden handle popped out. She pulled it lightly, and the entire wall slid open, revealing row upon row of different red wines. These are all the high-end wines he collects. Seeing this, her dad's eyes practically popped out of his head. In my past life, that old man was an absolute alcoholic. He chugged through more than half of my entire wine collection, and whatever he couldn't finish, he dumped straight into the bathtub, and took a luxurious red wine bath. When I finally rushed home that day, he was still soaking in the tub, but in this life, I had already swapped out all my expensive wines for the cheapest, nastiest fake booze I could find. It won't exactly kill him, but it'll definitely give him a splitting headache for days. Pulling myself out of my memories, I glued my eyes back to the security feed. Right now, her dad was still playing it cool, pretending he didn't want to crack open a bottle immediately. Instead, he ordered Xiaoyu to brew a pot of tea. She brought out all my premium tea collections. The gorgeous tea canisters had them all staring in awe. But what they absolutely never could have guessed was that there were no tea leaves inside. It was actually sun-dried cat poop. Her dad put on this hilariously sophisticated face. "Well then, let's brew a pack to see how this fine tea tastes." Once the tea was poured, he took a massive gulp, closed his eyes to savor it, and sighed, "Ah, truly a premium tea. Not bitter at all, it fills the mouth with an earthy, woody fragrance. There's even a sweet aftertaste." The rest of them nodded along eagerly. Only the 2 little nephews took one sip and immediately spat it right back out. "Ew, this is gross." Seeing this, the old man put on a pompous, educated act. "You kids go play somewhere else. What do you know about fine tea?" By this point, I had already made it back to my hometown. Sitting right there in front of my computer, watching this old fool give a masterclass review of literal crap, I burst out laughing. Tasting a sweet aftertaste from cat poop water? Man, you really can't make this stuff up. After finishing their tea, the parents took the two boys to go snoop around the villa, leaving Zhao King and Xiao Yu sitting on the sofa to chat. Zhao King had a sly, scheming look on her face. So, how far along are you with Yang Cheng now? Do you have him completely wrapped around your finger? Xiao Yu hesitated for a second, unable to admit what was actually going on between us. Seeing her reaction, Zhao King didn't push it, but she leaned in with some serious advice. Listen, once Yang Cheng gets back, whatever it takes, you need to get him into bed. Then, get yourself pregnant. It doesn't even matter if the baby is his or not. As long as you stick to your story and swear you've only ever slept with him, there's no way he can deny it. As she said this, her face lit up with arrogant pride. Just look at me, my two kids? They aren't even my ex-husbands. It's not my lovers, either. It's from some other random guy the first hooked up with. But they both think the baby is theirs. I'm raking in tens of thousands every single month. Hearing that, I was absolutely floored. Those two really are sisters. They are exactly alike when it comes to being totally shameless. If this news got out, those two guys would chop her into pieces. After that, I clipped that part of the video and sent it to a friend, asking him to look into Su Zhao King's ex-husband and her lover. Later, I saw her parents standing by the swimming pool. This pool is huge. Just changing out all this water every day must cost a fortune. Her mother stared at the fish swimming in the water, completely unable to hide the greedy look in her eyes. These pond fish are enormous. I've never seen anything like them. I wonder how they taste. Her father's face immediately twisted with annoyance. Looking at his wife with obvious disgust, he snapped, all you ever think about is eating. We live in such a grand house now. Can't you dial back that ignorant attitude of yours? Hearing that, her mother instantly flared up. Oh, so you're the smart one? You've lived your whole life without ever amounting to anything. Her father rolled his eyes at her. If I hadn't amounted to anything, would we be living in a mansion like this? I call you ignorant and you still don't believe it. This is a swimming pool. The fish inside aren't meant to be eaten. They're put there so that when you swim, it feels like you're in a real, natural river. They put them in on purpose. Just then, Su Xiaoyu walked out as well. Seeing her, her mother acted like she'd found a savior. Xiaoyu, is this really a swimming pool? Su Xiaoyu looked over at the water. Noticing the dark shadows swarming beneath the surface, she felt a bit curious herself. But she still nodded. Yeah, it's a new trend for rich people. It's just like scuba diving. Having fish in there means the water quality is even better. Her father beamed with absolute pride. He strutted over to the rockery and pond I had built in the yard, and sat right on the edge. Striking what he thought was a very handsome pose, he called out, Xiaoyu, come take a picture for your dad. Hearing this, she pulled out her phone, walked over to her father, and opened her camera app to snap a photo. Sitting by the pond, the old man was completely oblivious to the danger lurking just beneath the surface. Hello, Yang Cheng, did you call for something? Can't I just call you for no reason? Su Xiaoyu's tone was a bit frantic. Of course you can, it's just, as she spoke, her eyes kept darting outside, where everyone was still scrambling frantically to rescue her father. Why didn't you answer my calls earlier? And why are you stuttering so much? Did something happen? Hearing my questions, her face instantly froze. No, nothing major. Just didn't sleep well last night, so I'm a little tired right now. I watched through the security camera as the massive Arapaima finally ran out of energy, released its grip on her father's hand, and sank back down to the bottom of the pond. Its eyes remained dead set on the people on the shore. I then said to Su Xiaoyu, you aren't busy climbing all over some other guy right now, are you? You really never change. Well, I won't bother you anymore then. Su Xiaoyu grew desperate. No, Yang Cheng, listen to me, I was seriously tricked. Yang Cheng, you are the only one in my heart. But I had already hung up the phone. Mess with me? You guys are way out of your league. Seeing me hang up the phone, Su Xiaoyu breathed a massive sigh of relief. She actually thought I hadn't realized they broke into my house. She quickly grabbed the meat cleaver and headed back to the water. Her dad had managed to break free. He was lying on the ground, clutching his arm. His eyes were wide with pure terror, and he wouldn't stop wailing. Su Xiaoyu hurriedly yelled at the rest of them. What are you all just standing around for? Hurry up and help Dad inside. After snapping at them, she raised the cleaver and glared into the water. But the giant Arapaima had already vanished into the depths of the pool. Nowhere to be seen, Su Xiaoyu finally lowered the knife and sprinted back inside. Supported by his two boys, the old man stumbled into the house and collapsed onto the couch. Blood was steadily dripping from his mangled arm. His face was pale as a ghost. The mother followed closely behind, completely stunned. The sheer horror in her eyes still hadn't faded. Su Xiaoyu frantically tore through the house looking for the first aid kit. But I had already cleared out all the useful medical supplies. Now, all that was left was half a bottle of expired iodine, and some nasty, yellowed gauze. She grabbed the iodine and just poured it straight over her dad's wound. The agonizing sting made the old man scream out in pain. Standing off to the side, Su Zhaoqing was still visibly shaken. Her face was still totally pale. What the hell was that thing out there? Literally eats people. Su Xiaoyu wiped the cold sweat off her forehead. It's one of Yang Cheng's sick pets. These filthy rich people just love keeping these terrifying monsters around. After surviving that whole ordeal, they were all starting to feel pretty hungry. Let's just eat first, and don't touch anything else in that yard. I can't believe Yang Cheng kept those disgusting freaks. He got Dad seriously hurt. The next time I see that bastard, I'm going to make him get on his knees and apologize. He's going to pay through the nose for Dad's emotional trauma. Hearing this, the old man suddenly got a burst of energy and jumped right up. He made a beeline for the wine rack, the misery completely vanishing from his face. I'm going to pick out a damn good bottle of wine, to treat myself. Otherwise, all this suffering would be for nothing. With that, he eagerly yanked open the wine cabinet, and started carefully picking one out. Meanwhile, the mother and Su Zhaoqing followed Su Xiaoyu over to the fridge. Su Xiaoyu simply waved her hand over the wall, and the sleek outline of a hidden fridge appeared. The doors glided open automatically, revealing all the food stocked inside. It was the rotting garbage I had purposely left there. In my past life, the premium ingredients I had stored in there were completely trashed by those three. God, they even butchered my little puppy. What an absolute freak show. I stared coldly at the monitor. Just as I expected, these clowns pulled out the spoiled, rotting food. The mother looked a bit confused. She leaned in to sniff the food, and immediately caught a whiff of something nasty. Has this gone bad? She muttered. It doesn't look fresh at all. It smells totally rancid, too. Su Zhaoqing shot her a disgusted glare. Dad was totally right. Mom, you're just a peasant who wouldn't know a delicacy if it slapped you in the face. These are top-tier, premium ingredients. You can't just judge them like the cheap garbage we normally buy. Su Xiaoyu also looked incredibly annoyed. These are luxury delicacies. You haven't seen anything like this in your entire life. How can you look at them like they're some cheap street market scraps? The mother still looked skeptical. I've been cooking for decades. How could I not tell if food has gone bad? There is definitely something wrong with this. Hearing that, Su Zhaoqing scowled defensively. Oh, please, are you saying Yang Cheng doesn't know more about high-end food than you do? Since he kept it in the fridge, it means there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Su Xiaoyu looked at her mother with a hint of annoyance. If you keep acting like this, I'm definitely never letting you come here again. Mother Su's face instantly filled with panic. Okay, Mom won't say another word. I'm going to cook right now. Saying that, she carried the ingredients to the cutting board, though her face still showed a hint of doubt. Before long, Mother Su whipped up a table full of mouth-watering dishes, and called out to Father Su, who was still picking out wine from the rack. Are you still picking out a wine? We're all just waiting on you. Hearing this, Father Su pulled a bottle from the rack, his face beaming with satisfaction. He examined the label on the bottle over and over. Coming, let's give this Russian red wine a try. With that, he poured himself a glass right to the brim. He took a small sip and savored it carefully, a look of pure satisfaction washing over his face. Truly a famous vintage, the taste is just so incredibly mellow and rich, full of that rich cellar aroma. Then, he picked up a piece of beef. He popped it into his mouth, just popped it right in. His expression turned a little strange, but he forced himself to swallow it down anyway. What are you all just staring at? Hurry up and eat. Everyone started digging in. Su Xiaoyu's two young nephews, who always spoke their minds, took one bite of the beef and immediately spat it right back out. Ew, this tastes awful. Seeing this, Father Su slammed his hand on the table. He angrily scolded his grandsons, "You're just little kids. What do you know? You don't eat this kind of premium beef just for the taste. You eat it for the class. You eat it for the status. Zhaoqing, how on earth are you raising these kids? They have absolutely no manners." Hearing that, the two boys didn't dare say another word, simply hanging their heads in silence. They didn't take another bite, while the rest of the family devoured all the food on the table. After the meal, Father Su looked like he still couldn't get enough. These top-tier ingredients really are on another level. I feel absolutely fantastic. I really wish I could live like this for the rest of my life. But before he could even finish his sentence, a sudden wave of discomfort hit his stomach, accompanied by a loud series of farts. Man, this expensive stuff sure digests fast. With that, he bolted straight for the bathroom without looking back. Next up were Su Xiaoyu and Su Zhaoqing. They were hit with the exact same violent reaction. Before long, even the two healthier Su brothers started looking pretty pale. Clearly, their stomachs were churning upside down too. Mother Su had been suspicious of the food from the start, so she hadn't eaten much at the table. Seeing them all groaning in pain, a smug look instantly appeared on her face. I told you there was something wrong with this food. But no, you just wouldn't listen to me. I've been cooking for decades. Don't you think I can tell when something has gone bad? After about half an hour, everyone's bodies gradually started to recover. But by then, a deep hunger washed over them once again. Not a single thing they had just eaten had stayed down. In fact, they had burned even more energy running to the bathroom, and were now so starved they just slumped on the couch, completely paralyzed. As for the two nephews, since the meat tasted so awful, they had only picked at a few decent-tasting vegetables. And Mother Su, who had doubted the food's freshness all along, hadn't touched a single bite. Su Zhaoqing reached for her phone to order some takeout, but Su Xiaoyu quickly grabbed her hand to stop her. We can't order anything. If anyone finds out we broke in here, we could end up in jail. Hearing this, a look of lingering fear crept across Su Zhaoqing's face. I could only put down my phone, watching all of this unfold from behind the screen. My face was incredibly grim. So you guys do know this is trespassing, huh? I clipped this part of the video too. It'll serve as perfect evidence of their crime. Right then, Mother Su seemed to realize something and looked toward the swimming pool. Aren't there fish in that pool? Let's catch some out of there. These fish are completely alive. The meat will definitely be fresh once we kill them. Father Su glanced at his injured arm. My arm is hurt. I can't go in the water to catch fish. At that moment, Father Su's eldest son, Su Shan, stepped up. Let me do it. I learned how to swim back when I was out working. Mother Su looked a bit worried. Those fish look pretty big to me. Just catching one is enough. Be careful. Su Shan walked right over to the edge of the pool and did a quick warm-up. He leapt right into the water, reaching out to grab a fish. Right as his hand was about to touch the fish, Su Shan felt a massive jolt of electricity shoot through his body. And then, he completely blacked out. He collapsed in the pool. The others inside the house heard the commotion, and rushed over to the poolside, screaming Su Shan's name. His younger brother, Su Hai, was especially frantic, desperately searching along the edge. He plunged his hand into the water trying to drag his brother out, but this move only enraged the electric eels once again. They unleashed another massive shock. The jolt instantly knocked Su Hai unconscious on the deck. Father Su scrambled over to Su Hai, using his good arm to drag him backward. What the hell kind of freak fish is this? It actually shoots electricity. Hearing that, Mother Su's face went deathly pale, and she collapsed to the floor. She realized her precious son must have been electrocuted, and was now sinking to the bottom of the pool. It wouldn't be long before he drowned. Xiao Yu, hurry up and save A Shan. He's going to die. Su Xiaoyu finally snapped out of it, her face filled with sheer terror. She frantically ran to the side and activated the pool's drainage system. The water level started dropping rapidly, while the surviving electric eels thrashed wildly in the shallows. Once the pool was completely drained, Su Shan's body was revealed at the bottom. Lying completely stiff, his fate unknown, Mother Su let out a panicked, agonizing scream. My son, call an ambulance, hurry. Trembling all over, she whipped out her phone to dial 911. But Su Xiaoyu fiercely snatched the phone right out of her hand. Mother Su stared at her, absolutely furious. What the hell are you doing? Why won't you let me call for help? Su Xiaoyu's face was completely twisted in panic. We can't call them. We broke into someone's house. If we make that call, they're going to arrest us. Mother Su's eyes were blazing with rage. That is your own flesh and blood. He is literally dying. Right then, Su Hai slowly regained consciousness and immediately scrambled down into the empty pool. He heaved Su Shan onto his back and sprinted blindly toward the door, panic-ridden all over his face. Since he had just woken up, he stumbled violently as he ran. Mother Sue desperately chased after them. The three of them dragged themselves a safe distance away from the mansion before finally calling for an ambulance. Very soon, Sue Shan was rushed to the hospital and wheeled straight into the emergency room. Meanwhile, the sheer terror on the faces of those left behind in the mansion hadn't faded one bit. Seeing Su Xiaoyu, her two nephews looked at her timidly and said, "Auntie, we're hungry." Su Xiaoyu patted the kids' heads. "Let's go. Auntie will take you to find something yummy." She took the two children by the hand and walked toward my bedroom. It seemed she thought there'd be snacks in my room, but she was probably going to be disappointed. There were 0 snacks in my bedroom, but there was certainly no shortage of other surprises. I smiled, looking at the screen. Su Xiaoyu opened my bedroom door. Once inside, she pulled a drawer wide open. A gecko slithered right down her hand and crawled up her arm. Su Xiaoyu was scared half to death by this gecko darting out of nowhere. More reptiles crawled out from every single corner, swarming all over Su Xiaoyu's body. Sobbing, she frantically swatted at the animals on her, running wildly out of the bedroom, and quickly slammed the door shut. But some of the reptile pets had already escaped and crawled onto Su Xiaoqing's body. After Su Xiaoyu finally managed to brush the critters off herself, she realized her hand had been bitten by something, and it instantly swelled up into a massive lump. Left with no other choice, Su Xiaoyu could only call me, crying her eyes out. When I answered, she tried her best to calm down, but her voice still trembled. "En Neuma Theater, Yang Cheng, Theater, Neuma Theater, are they poisonous?" Hearing this, I let out a cold chuckle. "What pets I keep is none of your damn business. We are already broken up. If you dare harass me again, I'll call the cops and have you arrested." Saying that, I hung up the phone straight away. On the other end of the line, Xiaoyu's face was still frozen in panic. Su Xiaoqing also got a call from their mother. Su Shan's condition was extremely grim. He needed surgery immediately. The hospital demanded the surgery fees be paid in full as soon as possible. Every second they delayed meant Su Shan was in greater danger. Their mother had no money and could only cry, begging Su Xiaoqing to give her some cash. After Su Xiaoqing transferred the money to their mom, her face looked incredibly dark. "It's all because of these freaks Yang Cheng keeps. If it weren't for them, how could Dad have gotten hurt? How could Su Shan have ended up like that?" Su Xiaoyu also stood up. "It's entirely his fault. If it weren't for him, how could our family have suffered such a massive disaster? He has to pay for our losses. I know exactly where his collectibles are." With that, she pointed straight at a room. That was exactly where I used to store my valuables. Hearing their conversation, my face turned pale with rage. I was absolutely stunned by their twisted logic. He keeps a solid gold statue set in there, along with a ton of other luxury goods. If we sell those things, it'll be more than enough to cover our losses. Hearing Su Xiaoyu's words, Su Xiaoqing immediately marched toward that room and shoved the door open. But what greeted Su Xiaoqing wasn't a room full of luxury items like she imagined, but a gigantic, drooling Tibetan Mastiff. Seeing an intruder enter its territory, the Mastiff immediately lunged right at her, tearing Su Xiaoqing's clothes to shreds. Holy shit, and Su Xiaoqing was already scared out of her mind by this horrifying sight. Neuma Theater, her eyes were brimming with pure terror, her body struggling frantically as she tried to break free. But her strength was absolutely no match for the Mastiff. Even after exhausting every last ounce of her energy, she still couldn't escape. Su Xiaoyu walked up to the door. Seeing Su Xiaoqing in this terrifying state, she immediately let out a piercing scream, stumbling back several steps and dragging the two children away from the doorway. Hearing Su Xiaoyu's screams, Father Su came rushing into the room as well. Seeing his own daughter being torn apart by a massive Tibetan Mastiff, he threw caution to the wind, grabbed a meat cleaver, and charged right at the beast. But old and frail as he was, how could he possibly be a match for a Mastiff? He was sent flying by a single swat from the dog. Su Xiaoqing took the chance to break free and scrambled toward the door, but the Mastiff pounced on her again, relentlessly continuing its brutal attack. Watching the horrific scene unfold inside the room, Su Xiaoyu was completely helpless. She had no choice but to call the police for help. It wasn't long before the police rushed to my villa. After assessing the situation, the officers gave me a call. They informed me that my home had been illegally broken into, and that my dog had injured an intruder and was already secured. They needed me to head back to the city to assist with the investigation. I gladly agreed. When I arrived back at the villa, Su Xiaoyu was still frozen in panic, unable to snap out of it. A female officer was trying to calm her down. Su Xiaoqing was still slumped on the floor, staring blankly into space, her body covered in vicious bite marks from the mastiff. Father Su had passed out nearby, blood pouring heavily from the gaping wound on his arm. A few minutes later, an ambulance arrived, rushing the two of them to the hospital. The police took Su Xiaoyu and me back to the station. After asking for my side of the story, I handed over the 2 video clips I had prepared in advance to the authorities. The first clip showed Su Xiaoyu taking the warning sign that read, "Danger, ferocious beast inside, do not enter," and throwing it straight onto the ground. The second clip showed Su Xiaoyu stopping Su Xiaoqing from ordering takeout. After reviewing the footage, the police confirmed that I had absolutely nothing to do with this mess. They asked me a few basic questions, and then let me walk out. Once I left the station, I took the video of the 2 sisters plotting to blackmail me, and sent it to the 3 men Su Xiaoqing was secretly hooking up with. Her ex-husband was absolutely furious when he saw it. He marched straight to the hospital, tracked Su Xiaoqing down, and beat the living daylights out of her. "You filthy bitch, you played me for all these years. You took so much of my money and made me look like a damn fool in front of everyone. Just wait, I'm taking your ass to court." Not long after her ex-husband left, her lover also showed up at her door, unleashing a vicious tirade of insults on her. "You disgusting tramp, laying a hand on you. Just dirty my hands. You make me sick. Expect a massive lawsuit." Saying that, he spat fiercely at Su Xiaoqing, and stormed right out of the hospital. Meanwhile, back at the police station, Su Xiaoyu was throwing a screaming tantrum, flat out refusing to admit to anything she had done. But with such rock-solid evidence on hand, the police were never going to buy her one-sided lies. Su Xiaoqing ended up being sued by both her ex-husband and her lover, burying her in millions of dollars of debt. Even the biological father of her 2 kids, utterly disgusted by her malicious actions, completely refused to take the children in. Because he wasn't treated in time, Father Su's entire arm suffered a severe infection and had to be amputated. He also had multiple broken ribs. Su Shan, also failing to receive timely rescue, ended up in a vegetative state. The chances of him waking up for the rest of his life are incredibly slim. And even if he did wake up, he'd be left with devastating brain damage. Mother Su couldn't handle the crushing blow. She completely lost her mind, running around like a lunatic inside and outside the hospital every single day, constantly screaming the name, "Su Shan, come back, please." Su Xiaoqing was drowning in debts she could never repay. Those videos had leaked all over the internet, too. No company in their right mind would ever hire someone with such a filthy track record. Unable to make a single dime, she was left defenseless against a brutal wave of cyberbullying. In the end, she couldn't handle the pressure and jumped off a building to end it all. Her 2 kids were dumped into an orphanage. As for Su Xiaoyu, she'd only get about 3 years in prison. There was no way in hell I was going to accept a slap on the wrist like that. So, I pulled some strings and had her locked up in a psychiatric ward instead. If everything went according to plan, she'd rot in there for the rest of her miserable life. One day, while I was cleaning up my study at the villa, my phone buzzed with a message. Someone had broken Su Xiaoyu out of the asylum. The moment I heard the news, I immediately drove straight to that hospital. Outside, a gloomy drizzle was falling from the sky. In this entire city, there was only one person who could snatch her away, right from under my nose without leaving a single scratch. Wang Biao, the arrogant heir of the Wang Group. He and I had our fair share of vicious business clashes, and we definitely had bad blood between us. By the time I rushed to the asylum, Wang Biao was already walking out, holding Su Xiaoyu gently by the arm. Her face was glowing with the relief of surviving a living nightmare. Right behind them, a man dressed in black was holding an umbrella over their heads. The moment I saw that man's face, a splitting headache pierced right through my skull. Shattered fragments of my past life flooded my brain. That man standing right behind them was the exact same truck driver who killed me in my past life. And Wang Biao, he was the bastard Xiaoyu had been hooking up with. In my previous life, the moment I found out she was cheating, I completely cut that toxic woman out of my life. I never even knew who the guy was. I only heard rumors from her friends, saying he was just some broke loser. I never imagined it was actually the infamous young master of the Wang family. Sitting in the driver's seat, I glared coldly as Wang Biao helped her into his luxury car. Watching their car speed away from the asylum, a chilling smirk crept onto my face. Everything finally made perfect sense now. Wang Biao wanted to take me down. So he seduced my girlfriend at the time, Su Xiaoyu. He was the one who manipulated her into coming to my villa. I still didn't know his exact end goal, but the final outcome definitely didn't disappoint him. Su Xiaoyu moved her entire greedy family in, letting them smash my precious collections to pieces. And completely trash my home. Meanwhile, Wang Biao hid in the shadows like a coward, using public outrage to destroy my company. In the end, he sent his pathetic lackey to run me over, crushing any chance I had at a comeback. My eyes burned with blood-red fury. The true mastermind behind my death had finally shown his face. It was none other than the heir of the Wang group, Wang Biao. The Su family had already paid the price for invading my home. As long as they kept their heads down, I wouldn't waste my breath on them. But Wang Biao? I was going to make him beg for death. I opened an app on my phone, and the voices of Su Xiaoyu and Wang Biao immediately played through the speaker. Record 27, 1709. Right after I was reborn into the past. On January 22nd, I used the smart home network to secretly install a highly advanced spyware on her phone. No antivirus software out there could ever pick it up. It was powerful enough to catch any whisper within 10 meters. Through the speaker, Wang Biao's tone was dripping with heartache. I'm so sorry, Xiaoyu. I got here too late. I can't believe you had to suffer through all of that. Su Xiaoyu's voice choked back a sob. It's okay, Wang. It's just, Yang Cheng completely destroyed my family. I still can't wrap my head around it. Wang Biao's voice dropped a few octaves as he gently and lovingly comforted her. I heard about what happened to your family. I just never expected Yang Cheng to be hiding such disgusting secrets. I'll have someone look after your family. Su Xiaoyu's voice grew desperate. Young Master Wang, can you help me take down Yang Cheng? If you can do this, I'll do anything you want. Wang Biao fell silent for a moment before speaking. Look, as much as I want to help you, bringing down the Yang group isn't going to be easy. They're growing like crazy in the tech sector right now. They've locked down a massive share of the city's market, and they even carry a lot of weight nationally. Su Xiaoyu's voice suddenly spiked with excitement. What if I could get you the Yang group's latest project? Could you ruin Yang Cheng then? Hearing this, Wang Biao's tone filled with sudden excitement. You know what their latest project is, right? Su Xiaoyu asked, a hint of pride in her voice. There's a safe inside his collection room, and inside it is the Yang group's newest technology. I originally wanted to steal it for you, young Master Wang. Her tone suddenly dropped, but Yang Cheng keeps so many monsters around his villa. There's no way for me to get close to that safe. I could clearly sense Wang Biao's thrill. Xiaoyu, my family has never really approved of our relationship. But if you can get your hands on this intel, I swear they won't stand in our way anymore. The safe I kept in the collection room was actually a collector's item, crafted by a world-renowned locksmith. It was never meant to actually store anything. But Su Xiaoyu, desperate to make Wang Biao target me, had already started spinning a web of lies. I couldn't help but let out a cold sneer. In my past life, you used Su Xiaoyu to kill me. So in this life, I'll use her as my own blade. To completely destroy everything you have. I kept listening to their conversation. Wang Biao burst into laughter, completely unable to hide his excitement. With a product like that, I can easily secure the heir position for the Wang family. When that happens, I'll make sure you're well rewarded. Xiaoyu's voice also brimmed with thrill. So what's the plan? Yang Cheng is definitely at the villa right now. Wang Biao's voice turned vicious. I'll send people to sabotage his operations in other cities. When he's distracted, you just sneak into the villa and steal the files. I'll teach you how to copy the data without leaving a single trace. But you have to move fast. I won't be able to stall him for long. Su Xiaoyu replied, brimming with confidence. Don't worry, young Master Wang. I know his villa like the back of my hand. I'll deliver the goods right to your doorstep. After that, they didn't say anything else of value. I turned off my phone and drove away from the area. After returning to my villa, I contacted my assistant. He was someone I had personally promoted and was absolutely loyal to me. Xiao Li, copy that software from last year and write up a 50-page feature guide for it. Then deliver it to my place. On the other end of the line, Xiao Li sounded confused. But sir, that software has a fatal flaw. We still haven't patched it yet. My voice remained completely flat. I know it has bugs. But that's exactly what I need. Xiao Li didn't try to talk me out of it. Do you need anything else, Boss Yang? Yeah, find me a smaller safe. Put the files inside it, and set the code to 1125. This software I was about to gift Wang Biao was one of our company's finest designs. It combined the strengths of every similar app on the market, along with the core features of entirely different platforms. Once launched, its impact on the entire industry would be absolutely disruptive. But there was a massive flaw in the code. It would relentlessly consume system files, throwing error code 0000, destroying the operating system, and turning the phone straight into a brick. For the past year, our company has been working hard to fix this bug. But it was all useless. We had no choice but to shelve the software completely. Now, I can use this exact flaw to bankrupt the entire Wang Group. By the afternoon, the smaller safe had already been delivered to the villa. I shoved it inside the large safe that Su Xiaoyu knew about, and changed its password to 71125 as well. Since you're coming, I'm going to make you suffer a little. Otherwise, how would the intel seem important? So, I contacted my friend again. I bought a python and 2 massive crabs from him. I set them loose in my collection room. Early the next morning, I drove to the office. Just as planned, our business in another city ran into trouble. A bunch of clients showed up demanding answers. Xiao Li rushed in, frantically handing me the reports. This is bad, Mr. Yang. Something went wrong at the branch in Zhang province. A huge crowd is surrounding our office over there, claiming our products are defective. They're at the door demanding an explanation. I put on a shocked face. What happened? Wasn't everything perfectly fine before? Why is this happening? Xiao Li shook his head. I don't know the exact cause, but things are blowing up fast. You need to head over there and handle it personally. After that, I immediately bought a ticket for a flight to Zhang province that very day. After getting off the plane, just as expected, I checked the tracking app and saw Su Xiaoyu and Wang Biao's call logs. She sounded incredibly excited. You're amazing, young Master Wang. Yang Cheng's company actually ran into trouble. He's driving toward the airport right now. Wang Biao's tone was serious. This won't distract him for long. He'll probably be back by tomorrow. My men will go inside with you to cover your tracks. I'll also have people waiting outside. The second you get your hands on it, leave immediately. Su Xiaoyu sounded extremely confident. I know exactly where everything is in that villa. I could find it with my eyes closed. Don't worry, I'll bring the files straight to you. Through this call, my spyware managed to clone itself. It transferred directly into Wang Biao's phone. I immediately switched the feed over to his device. I heard Wang Biao talking to an unfamiliar woman. Her voice was dripping with seduction. Young Master Wang, are you seriously going to marry used goods like her? Wang Biao burst into laughter. Of course not. She's just got a pretty face, so I'm playing with her for a few days, that's all. And I can use her to ruin Yang Cheng while I'm at it. The woman's voice grew even softer. Then, will you marry me, young Master Wang? After all, I belong completely to you. Wang Biao's voice was full of lust. Of course, baby, once that idiot brings me what I want, and I get bored of screwing her, I'll toss her out like trash. I had absolutely no interest in listening to whatever happened next. I just turned off my phone and drove straight to the branch office. I immediately called a meeting. After delegating all the tasks, I opened the live feed from my villa's security cameras. A black car had just pulled up to the back door. 2 figures dressed in black, a man and a woman, stepped out of the car. It was Su Xiaoyu, ready to break in, along with Wang Biao's subordinate. Using their tools, the 2 of them scaled the outer wall. They bypassed the living room cameras and pushed the door open, walking straight into my collection room. Su Xiaoyu quickly walked up to the safe and tried a few passwords. It didn't open. She punched in another string of numbers. It was my birthday, but it still gave an error. The man beside her kept rushing Su Xiaoyu. Bracing herself, she just typed in her own birthday, 1125. The safe popped open right away. Inside was another, smaller safe. Su Xiaoyu reached in to enter the code. Suddenly, a crab claw clamped down hard on her hand. The pain made her scream. The man was quick. He immediately slapped a hand over her mouth. Tears welled up in Su Xiaoyu's eyes. She looked at him, hurt and pleading. Silently begging him to kill the crab, the man pulled out a dagger. He sliced off the claw attached to her hand, and the crab scurried away without it. Her entire right hand was swelling up. She was about to say something, but the man snapped at her. Hurry it up. Stop wasting time. If you mess up young Master Wang's plan, you'll pay for it. Hearing that, a flash of annoyance crossed her face, but she used her other hand to punch in the code. But there was another crab hiding in the shadows. It clamped viciously onto her left hand. This time, the man wasn't fast enough to cover her mouth. She let out a sharp cry. Right then, the man's phone started ringing. A voice came through the speaker. What's going on in there? Did I just hear a scream? The man's face darkened. It's nothing. We almost got the stuff. He hung up and used his knife to free her again. Free at last, she was too terrified to reach back in. The man glared at her in frustration. What's the code? I'll do it. Su Xiaoyu stepped behind him, still trembling with fear. It should be 1125. The man typed it in. The safe popped open. Inside sat about 50 pages of documents. And a flash drive. He pulled out his phone and started snapping photos of the pages, one by one. Su Xiaoyu just stood behind him watching, her hands swollen like balloons. Right behind her, a massive python was slithering closer. Once in range, the snake struck with lightning speed. It coiled tightly around her body, instantly crushing any chance of fighting back. She tried to scream for help, but the python was choking off her airway. All she could manage were muffled gasps. Meanwhile, the man finished taking his photos, copied the files from the flash drive, and shut both safe doors. He turned to her. Let's go. We need to get out of here. But the sight before him made even a trained veteran like him freeze in absolute terror. A massive python had Su Xiaoyu completely wrapped up. It was still squeezing tighter. The man grabbed his dagger and plunged it straight into the snake. The python hissed in pain and let her go. Finally free, she collapsed, gasping wildly for air. But he didn't give her a second to rest. He yanked her to her feet and dragged her outside. They only slowed down after clearing the wall. I watched their black car speed away from my house. I opened my app and tapped into Su Xiaoyu's phone. She was still completely traumatized. The guy who broke in with her was pretty rattled, too. That young Cheng is a total psycho. Who keeps a giant freaking python in their house? Thankfully, they managed to get their hands on the files. The two of them arrived at Wang Biao's mansion. That seductive woman from earlier had already left. They handed the documents over to Wang Biao. Wang Biao eagerly flipped through the pages. The documents detailed every single feature of the software. The more he read, the more thrilled he became. Finally, he couldn't hold back and burst into triumphant laughter. Su Xiaoyu sat close beside him. So, what do you think, young Master Wang? Pretty amazing stuff, right? This will definitely help you crush young Cheng, won't it? Wang Biao pulled her into a tight, passionate embrace. Oh, my sweet Xiaoyu. You really are my lucky star. With these blueprints in our hands, young Cheng is absolutely nothing. Even the entire Wang group will soon be mine for the taking. As he moved, he accidentally pressed against her injury. Su Xiaoyu let out a sharp gasp of pain. Xiaoyu, what's wrong? Su Xiaoyu pouted, her voice dripping with grievance as she complained to him. It's nothing serious. It's just that those filthy beasts young Cheng keeps at his place hurt me. You just accidentally pressed on my wound. It really hurts. Hearing this, Wang Biao looked at her with pure heartache. I am so sorry, my precious Xiaoyu. You have been through so much for me. I swear, the day I officially become the heir to the Wang family, you will be the undisputed mistress of the Wang group. Su Xiaoyu gently wiped away her tears. Anything for you, young Master Wang. It's all completely worth it. A cunning, greedy smile crept across Wang Biao's face. I am going to dump every single penny I have right into this software. No, I'll pull another 2 billion from the family funds and throw it all into this project. The moment this software hits the market, I will become the biggest tech giant in the city, no, the whole country. Su Xiaoyu's expression turned incredibly sinister. That absolute idiot, young Cheng, sitting on a gold mine and doing nothing with it. He just handed us the keys to the kingdom. The very next day, Wang Biao leaked the news to the press. The Wang Group was about to launch a revolutionary new software. He even had the nerve to claim it would change the world. They teased just a small fraction of its features. Xiao Li, sharp as ever, immediately caught on. He realized it was our company's exact product, so he barged straight into my office. His face was full of sheer confusion. Boss, this is our brand new product. Why on earth would you just let Wang Biao take it? I simply pointed to the chair next to my desk, motioning for him to sit down. The fatal flaw hidden in that software. You know about it better than anyone else. We spent an entire year trying to fix it, and even we couldn't. There is absolutely no way the Wang family can figure it out in just a few days. Xiao Li's eyes lit up in sudden realization. So, the Wang family is going to release the software exactly as it is? I nodded slowly. After seeing how incredible this software is, he is definitely going to rush the launch. He wants to beat me to the punch and dominate the market. But that massive glitch is still buried inside. I stood up, gazing out at the endless stream of traffic below, a cold, calculating smirk forming on my lips. He's going to bleed his family dry just to market this thing. And the moment it goes live, and all those fatal errors explode all at once, Wang Biao, and the entire Wang family, will be completely and utterly destroyed, beyond any hope of recovery. Xiao Li's jaw dropped in realization. The look on his face shifted into one of absolute awe and terror towards me. Boss Yang, this move is absolutely ruthless. Anyone who ends up as your enemy is cursed for a lifetime. Meanwhile, I put on a perfectly convincing show, acting like I was completely overwhelmed and drowning in company work. But in the shadows, I was tracking every single move Wang Biao and Su Xiaoyu made. Wang Biao kept aggressively hyping up the software, even taking out a massive 5 billion loan. He went all out, purchasing the absolute most advanced servers from overseas to run the back end of the platform. Soon enough, the entire country was buzzing about the upcoming launch of this groundbreaking app. This was exactly the result I wanted. The higher Wang Biao places this software on a pedestal right now, the harder you fall. Oh, young Master Wang. Young Master Wang, your greed is like a snake trying to swallow an elephant. You're just pushing yourself straight off a cliff. 1 week after Wang Biao got his hands on the documents, Su Xiaoyu gave me a call. When I picked up, her voice was dripping with contempt. Yang Cheng, I heard your company is running into some trouble lately. Do you want me to ask young Master Wang to help you out? I couldn't care less about her sarcasm. Did you call just to rub it in my face? Su Xiaoyu snapped, sounding a bit flustered. Listen to me, Yang Cheng. Once young Master Wang's software goes live, it's going to crush your trash company. If you know what's good for you, you'll come right over and grovel at his feet. Maybe then, he'll spare your miserable life. I'll be waiting for him to destroy my company. Just as I said that, Su Xiaoyu's mocking laughter came through the phone. I just hung up on her. Just then, Xiao Li walked into the office. I've looked into it. Wang Biao didn't notice any issues at all. He's pushing the software out just like that, and he's poured at least 4 billion into marketing. It's scheduled to launch in 2 months. I nodded. Perfect. 2 months from now will be Wang Biao's doomsday. Xiao Li looked a bit worried. Mr. Yang, but the Wang family is incredibly powerful. What if the Wang family helps him get through this crisis? I walked up to Xiao Li and patted him on the shoulder. It's normal for you to be worried, but the flaws in this software are catastrophic. When the time comes, Wang Biao won't just be paying out a few billion in damages. It'll be hundreds of billions. There is no way the Wang family can survive that hit. Hearing this, Xiao Li nodded. And that's not all. Public opinion will deal the final blow to the Wang group. As soon as that software launches, the only thing waiting for them is complete destruction. I walked over to the window, looking out at the distant skyscrapers. The day that software goes live, Su Xiaoyu is going to be the sharp blade that stabs the Wang family right in the back. Then, we'll launch our own new product, and swallow up all of the Wang family's assets. 2 months later, Wang Biao hosted the software launch event at the biggest hotel in the city. Hundreds of media outlets came to report on it, and industry giants from all sectors showed up to see this rising star. Wang Biao stood on stage, beaming with pride, while Su Xiaoyu, wearing a luxurious evening gown, stood right by his side. I disguised myself as a maintenance worker, and walked straight into the venue carrying a ladder. The security at the door didn't even try to stop me. I set the ladder down in a corner and quietly watched Wang Biao up on the stage. Wang Biao's voice echoed through the entire hall. Today is the most important day in the history of the Wang Group. Our new product is launching today. Not only will it propel the Wang family into the tech industry, but it will also trigger an epic revolution in the entire tech world. Beside him, Su Xiaoyu was absolutely loving the attention from the crowd, her face glowing with sheer happiness. To achieve this, we have invested over 7 billion in the development and marketing of this software. I stared at Wang Biao up on that stage. He kept rambling on and on about pushing boundaries and integrated research, showing off the software's features, but it was all just stuff from my 50 pages of notes. Word for word, after finishing the product presentation, Wang Biao held up a phone loaded with the software, his face flushed with excitement. I now officially announce that this software will go live today at 2 p.m. on all major app stores. The crowd erupted into thunderous applause and cheers. Camera flashes were going off one after another. From the corner, I slowly made my way up to the stage. Hold on a second, I have a question. My voice boomed through the room, instantly drawing everyone's eyes right to me. I took off my disguise, and when they saw my face, Wang Biao froze on stage for a second, but quickly masked it and regained his composure. Beside him, Su Xiaoyu looked absolutely terrified. Young Cheng? What are you doing here? You're supposed to be in Zhang province. I let out a cold laugh. Mr. Wang, my house got broken into. I had to come back and see the mess for myself, didn't I? And as for why I'm crashing your little party today, it's just to expose the ugly truth to everyone here. Hearing that, pure panic washed over both of their faces. Wang Biao instantly lost it and roared, "Security! What the hell are you guys doing? How did you let a guy like this sneak in?" My tone was deadpan. "Don't be in such a rush, Mr. Wang." With that, I pulled a USB drive from my jacket and held it up high. I looked around at the reporters. This software was developed by my company. This rich boy sent his goons to break into my house and steal all the source code. Right here is the hard proof of their crimes. Hearing that, all the color drained from Su Xiaoyu's face. The moment I said that, the reporters swarmed the stage. I plugged the USB into the laptop controlling the big screen. And I played the video. It was crystal clear footage of Wang Biao's men and Su Xiaoyu breaking into my house to rob me. The quality was in full HD. You could even read the exact words on the documents they took. The reporters got a dead center look at Su Xiaoyu's face. Wait, isn't that Mr. Wang's fiancé? Su Xiaoyu? No wonder he's marrying her. She's been doing his dirty work in the shadows all along. What a totally scum couple. As the video came to an end, I pulled up an audio file. It was a recording of the two of them plotting in a car to steal my trade secrets. The whole room went dead silent. The reporters practically strained their ears to catch every single word, terrified of missing a thing. And the second the recording finally clicked off, all hell broke loose. They started snapping pictures like crazy, shutters firing off like machine guns. They shoved and trampled over each other to jam their mics in his face. Mr. Wang, is everything Yang Cheng just said true? Mr. Wang, do you admit that's your voice on the tape? Wang Biao was cornered and losing his mind. It's all fake. I never said any of that garbage. This absolute lunatic just made it all up. Seeing that he was still going to lie through his teeth, I decided to drop the ultimate bomb. I pulled out a smartphone. Young group, I yelled, we developed this app, and I know for a fact that it has a fatal, system-breaking bug. Leaving this software running for too long corrupts the entire operating system. It completely bricks your phone. I turned the screen around for everyone to see. The error message read, system files corrupted, boot failure. Please reinstall a valid operating system. And once you reinstall the OS, every single file, photo, and text on your phone is wiped clean. That's exactly why I locked the project down. But these two thieves stole the source code, and completely ignored the fatal flaw. They pushed it straight to the market without fixing a damn thing. I pointed right at the two trembling cowards. They blew 7 billion just to put the phones of millions of users across the country in extreme, catastrophic danger. The second the words left my mouth, their legs completely gave out. They collapsed onto the floor in a pathetic heap. Meanwhile, Wang Biao's phone started vibrating non-stop in his pocket. An absolute avalanche of angry calls was already flooding in. They are all people who worked with Wang Biao. Now that he's caught up in such a massive scandal, everyone is scrambling to cut ties with him and minimize their losses. Reporters completely surrounded the two of them, labeling them as corporate fraudsters and business spies. Meanwhile, I just turned around and walked out of the hotel. The whole thing blew up even more online. Every single dirty deed they had done since childhood got dragged out into the light, including Su Xiaoyu breaking and entering into my house. Overnight, the two of them became public enemy number one. On the very night of the press conference, people were screaming for them to get the hell out of the business world. The Wang Group's stock plummeted by 70%. His father even kicked Wang Biao out of the family. He was trying to do damage control, but it was way too late for that. Wang Biao ended up billions of dollars in debt. Crowds of people blocked his door, demanding their money back. So, he took Su Xiaoyu and fled the city, disappearing completely without a trace. On the third day after they vanished, I got a call from an unknown number. Through the receiver, I heard a voice shaking with absolute rage. It was Wang Biao. He didn't sound arrogant and smug like he did at the press conference anymore. I immediately texted Xiao Li, telling him to track the location of this call. Yang Cheng, you piece of trash. You finally picked up. Thanks to you, I've got absolutely nothing left. Now, I'm gonna make you feel the pain of losing the woman you love. I was completely confused. The woman I love? Since when do I have a woman I love? His voice got even more furious. Cut the crap. The passcode to your safe is still this stupid bitch's birthday, isn't it? Doesn't that prove everything? You're still completely obsessed with her. I was completely stunned. Wang Biao actually kidnapped Su Xiaoyu just to threaten me? Wang Biao, if you turn yourself in right now, you'll get 3 years tops. But if you take this too far, you're gonna end up on death row. He let out a twisted, psychotic laugh over the phone. Ha ha ha, Yang Cheng, don't make me laugh. Look at me, I'm already living like a ghost. Do you really think I give a damn about the law anymore? Save your breath, I want 80 million in cash ready to go. And arrange a flight out of the country for me. Only then will I let this woman go. Xiao Li hadn't finished tracking the signal yet, so I had to keep stalling him. How do I know you're telling the truth? But right as I said that, Su Xiaoyu's terrified screams echoed through the speaker. Yang Cheng, please, come save me. I don't want to die. I swear, once I get back, I'll be good and stay with you forever. Then, the sharp sound of a heavy slap rang out, followed immediately by Wang Biao's furious roar. Did I say you could speak? Keep your damn mouth shut. Then, he screamed right back at me. 3 days from now, we make the trade out in the suburbs. If you don't show up in exactly 3 days, then you can go fish her remains out of the river. Just then, Xiao Li finally sent me the coordinates. It was at an abandoned construction site on the north side of the city. I quickly bought 2 drones from a buddy of mine, and called both him and Xiao Li to head over to that unfinished building. We parked our car just outside the site. Xiao Li flew the drones up, sweeping the building floor by floor to track them down. At 6:53, we finally spotted a faint light on the 6th floor. The drone's camera captured everything happening inside, and we live streamed it in real time to the entire internet. Right then, Su Xiaoyu was tied tightly to a wooden beam, covered in bruises and cuts, and standing right beside her, completely alone, was Wang Biao. All those loyal lapdogs who used to follow him around had completely ditched him after he lost everything, leaving him in a pathetic clown show. Damn, Wang Biao was viciously punching and kicking Su Xiaoyu. You stupid bitch, you didn't even know you were being played. What kind of garbage tech did you steal? Look what you did to me. I can't even go back to my own home. Su Xiaoyu's tears kept pouring down. You were the one who wanted to steal it. It has absolutely nothing to do with me. Wang Biao was completely enraged. He grabbed a plastic pipe from the side and lashed out at Su Xiaoyu without mercy. You were the one who said Yang Cheng's core tech was in that safe. And the result? 7 billion down the drain, just to make me a total laughingstock. Now I'm the biggest joke in the entire industry, you hear me? With every single strike, Su Xiaoyu let out an agonizing wail. Wang Biao finally got tired. In the live stream, he threw down the pipe. In the live stream, even if Yang Cheng really brings the money to ransom you, I still won't let you off the hook. In the live stream, you are dead meat. In the live broadcast, at this moment, Su Xiaoyu was still sobbing. In the live stream, Wang Biao looked completely impatient. In the live stream, he grabbed the pipe again. In the live stream, and whipped it right across Su Xiaoyu's head. What the hell are you crying for? Shut your damn mouth. That brutal strike left half of Su Xiaoyu's face completely battered. The agonizing pain made her entirely lose control of her body. Catching a whiff of the foul smell, Wang Biao started lashing her all over again. I finally found one decent, clean spot in here, and you just had to make it filthy again. Su Xiaoyu was losing consciousness, but she still managed to ask in a trembling voice. Young Master Wang, didn't you say you would always love me? And you promised I would be the lady of the Wang family. Hearing this, Wang Biao burst into hysterical laughter. Did you seriously think I'd marry some used goods? I only got close to you so I could take down Yang Cheng. You were nothing but a totally disposable pawn. If it wasn't for your decent looks, I would have tossed you in the trash a long time ago." Meanwhile, the live stream chat had completely exploded. Viewers were flooding the screen, cursing them both out. Wang Biao went back to mercilessly whipping Su Xiaoyu. Looking completely unhinged, he screamed, "You actually have the nerve to mention the Wang family? If it wasn't for you, I would have never been kicked out of the family in the first place. Do you have any idea how those people look at me now?" Just then, Xiao Li slowly piloted a drone closer to the two of them. The buzzing of the propellers caught Wang Biao's attention. Spotting the camera on the drone, Wang Biao completely lost his mind and hurled the plastic pipe straight at it. "Where the hell did this piece of junk come from? Get out of here." Xiao Li quickly steered the drone to dodge the attack. Meanwhile, my friend was flying a second drone, and brought it up to the exact same floor. I had the drone start playing the audio recordings we had secretly captured of the two of them. The first was a conversation between Wang Biao and that woman. Hearing the recording, a barely conscious Su Xiaoyu wept tears of absolute bitter regret. The second recording was audio of Su Xiaoyu hooking up with one of Wang Biao's own men. In the audio, Su Xiaoyu's voice was dripping with seduction. "Thank you so much for saving me that night, handsome. You are seriously so amazing. Way better than Wang Biao could ever be." "Oh, what exactly is so amazing?" Su Xiaoyu, feigning shyness, replied. "You're amazing at everything." Hearing this, Wang Biao snatched up a wooden stool nearby, and brutally smashed it over Su Xiaoyu. The stool instantly shattered into pieces. Su Xiaoyu's body convulsed violently. Wang Biao then picked up one of the splintered wooden legs, and struck her ruthlessly. "You absolute bitch, how dare you sleep around behind my back? I guess a leopard really never changes its spots." Figuring the show had gone on long enough, I pulled out my phone and dialed 911. I gave the police the exact location of the Molly site. Standing outside, I looked up at the 6th floor. Neuma Theater. In my previous life. In this life, I will make you pay in blood. Up on the roof, Wang Biao listened to the wailing sirens getting closer and closer. Panic clearly showed on his face. He slashed the ropes tying up Su Xiaoyu, pressed the knife against her back, and shoved her right to the edge of the 6th floor. 2 drones tracked his every move, hovering just off the edge of the roof. Down below, the police watched Wang Biao holding Su Xiaoyu hostage, and spoke into the radio. "The target has a hostage. Hold off on Plan 1. Contact the target's family to talk him down." An officer grabbed a megaphone and shouted up at Wang Biao. "You're still young. You still have a future ahead of you. Don't make things worse." But Wang Biao obviously wasn't going to be swayed by cheap words. "My future was ruined by these bastards a long time ago. Back the hell off, or I swear I'll push her off." The police hurriedly set up an inflatable rescue cushion right below, just in case he actually pushed her. Over the radio, word came back that Wang Biao's family refused to show up. The commanding officer frowned, then immediately barked out an order. "Snipers in position. If the target makes any sudden moves, take the shot immediately." The snipers copy that. A SWAT team had already crept up to the 5th floor, waiting on standby at the stairwell. The standoff dragged on for a long time. Xiao Yu, who was already badly injured, couldn't stand any longer. Her body helplessly slumped forward. Just then, a red dot appeared right on Wang Biao's chest. Panic flashed across his face. He grabbed Xiao Yu and rolled behind cover to hide from the snipers. He held the knife tightly against her throat. At that moment, the SWAT team breached the 6th floor, cornering the two of them. Wang Biao looked completely frantic. "Don't come any closer. One more step and I'll kill her." The SWAT officers didn't dare advance. I watched the standoff fall back into a tense deadlock. I made up my mind, and snatched the drone remote right out of Xiao Li's hands. I piloted the drone, diving it straight at Wang Biao at max speed. He swung his knife, trying to block it, but it was no use. The propellers slashed right across his face. The attack left him wide open. The SWAT team rushed in instantly and pulled Su Xiaoyu to safety. Pushed to a dead end, Wang Biao still tried to put up a fight. But he was quickly pinned down by 2 burly officers. Medics rushed upstairs and loaded Xiaoyu onto a stretcher. Right before they loaded her into the ambulance, Su Xiaoyu looked up from the stretcher and saw me. A glimmer of hope filled her eyes. "Yang Cheng, did you bring the money to save me? I knew it, you really do love me." Seeing her acting like that, I burst out laughing. "Give me a break, I'm just here to watch the show." I watched as the ambulances and police cars finally cleared out. Later, I got in touch with a top-tier lawyer, adding up all of Wang Biao's charges, at the very least. If we push for the maximum penalty, he could get life in prison. The lawyer estimated, as for Su Xiaoyu, her sentence might be a bit shorter. I nodded. Even though this result was slightly less than what I wanted, I was still pretty damn satisfied. Now it was time to tie up the loose ends. I sent my guys to track down Wang Biao's bodyguard, the exact same bastard who ran me over and killed me in my past life. Once we caught him, he spilled his guts and confessed to every single crime. Even before he killed me, he'd already taken out several people for Wang Biao. The court's verdict for Wang Biao finally came down, for the crimes of kidnapping, intentional assault, and premeditated murder. He was convicted on all counts, and sentenced to death with a 1-year reprieve. His bodyguard was charged with premeditated murder, but because he fully cooperated and testified, sentenced to life in prison. Month, year, theater. As for Su Xiaoyu, because of Wang Biao's brutal beating, even after treatment, she still ended up half paralyzed and completely insane. Even though she dodged the trial because of this, her whole life is basically ruined. When the verdict finally came out, Wang Biao just collapsed right into his chair. His body couldn't stop shaking. This once arrogant and untouchable young master has now been reduced to a pathetic prisoner. Su Xiaoyu was receiving treatment in a mental asylum. I sent people to check on her condition multiple times. Once I confirmed there was no way she was faking it, I completely stopped caring about her. As for the Wang family backing Wang Biao, there was zero chance they could bail him out. The Wang family is now in deep water, barely able to save themselves. They have absolutely no way to pay off their massive debts. All their factories and houses were completely seized by the court. If the Wang family couldn't pay back everything they owe in 1 month, it would be forcefully foreclosed and put up for public auction. Wang Biao's father reached out to me. I used to see this old man in the newspapers. Today, he has completely lost his former glory. He invited me to the Wang family estate for a detailed talk. Walking into the Wang mansion, there wasn't a single servant in the massive house. Only Father Wang was sitting alone on the couch. Seeing me, Father Wang spoke in a tired, aged voice. "Boss Yang, I want to offer you 70% of the original price. I sell you all of our Wang family's businesses. I beg you, please just let the Wang family go." I looked at Father Wang coldly, my tone completely flat. 50%, not a penny more. I've done the math. 50% is exactly enough to clear your family's debts. With even a little left over, it won't leave you starving to death. Father Wang's face turned pretty ugly. "Boss Yang, why do you refuse to just let the Wang family go?" I stood up, my voice carrying a hint of real anger. "Your son was the one who refused to let me go first. Besides, anyone else will give you a much lower price. If the bank forces a foreclosure, you won't even get a single cent." He ultimately agreed to the 50% price. The entire Wang family packed up and fled this city in absolute disgrace. Meanwhile, Wang Biao was not having a good time in prison either. His once arrogant attitude made him a lot of enemies. These people bribed the other inmates in the prison to make Wang Biao suffer as much as possible during the year before his execution. 1 year later, Wang Biao was executed. During this year, Su Xiaoyu would have brief moments of clarity every month. When she woke up, she tried to commit suicide multiple times. But she was stopped every single time. Not long after Wang Biao died, her condition worsened, and she passed away. Su Shan successfully woke up from his coma, but half of his body was completely paralyzed. The surviving members of the Su family went back to their rural hometown. The endless gossip in the village was too much for him to bear. In the end, he abandoned his family, changed his identity, and fled his hometown. Wang's Industries stock. In this 1 year, I successfully swallowed up all of the Wang family's businesses, leaping up to become the top local business tycoon. With the Wang's assets fully integrated, the issue with that software was also conquered by my team, and it went public successfully, bringing me hundreds of billions in revenue. Top figures from various other industries all started lining up to get on my good side. My company moved into the former Wang Group headquarters building, and I swapped the sign out for Yang Group. I sat on the rooftop, looking back at every little thing that happened since my rebirth. From being just a pawn in someone else's hands, I slowly grew into the one playing the board. Select all. I became the ultimate winner of this entire game. Cancel. Select. I opened my phone, and took all the evidence I had collected for my revenge since my rebirth. and completely deleted everything. After getting all of this done, letting out a long sigh, I instantly felt a massive wave of relief. This whole ordeal has finally come to a close. I poured myself a glass of my finest wine to celebrate this joyous occasion. Walking over to the window and looking out at the bustling city streets below, it is finally over. My brand new life has only just begun.